James's ego is. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bruce, and along with James and Anthony and a few other dear friends at that table, we've known Brent since kindergarten. And sometimes when you've known someone that long, the beginning stages of the friendship can be characterized by some snapshot memories from grammar school. So for example, Anthony was always known for his sense of humor. Yes? I was always known both for my ability to do math problems and also because I was the only member of our group to shop the Husky section for our school uniforms. James, of course, was well known for wearing khakis all the time, even when he didn't need to. And growing up, Brent was always known for his self-confidence. And I'm not really sure whether it was an only child thing or whether he was just lucky to be raised by some pretty awesome parents. But to me, Brent always seemed 2 or 3 years older than the rest of us simply because of how confident he was of himself. He also seemed 3 years older because I'm pretty sure Brent started shaving when he was 7. And I'm definitely sure he's been wearing Polo Sport cologne since he was 9. But whether it was playing sports in grammar school or going to dances in high school, Brent never compared himself to other people. He never seemed afraid to dwell on failure. He never seemed afraid to look a little silly. And if you don't believe me, Brent once hosted a Halloween party where for the entire time he wore nothing but the mankini from Borat. And yes, he did a keg stand with it on. And yes, those pictures are on Facebook, just so you know. Anyway, and so at this point we're going to fast forward to Brent's college days because as far as we can determine, nothing else funny happened to him until then. But I can distinctly remember it was this time in our lives in which I really thought that what Brent was going through would finally shake his self-confidence. He was 18 years old, and it was at that young age that Brent began to lose his hair. And for all the bald men here, and I guess the partially bald women will tell you, dealing with something like that can drastically change your outlook on life, especially in a transitionary period. But, as always, Brent's confidence was never shaken. He never felt bad for himself. He never complained about it to his friends. And it was from that point forward that Brent committed himself to a lifetime of having the best eyebrows in the game. Seriously, they are incredible. And if you have not yet had a chance to speak to Brent tonight, you'll see what I'm talking about shortly. But the point is that Brent has always been supremely confident in himself, hair or not. He knows his worth in this world. He knows the value of an intelligent, compassionate, and grounded human being. And growing up, he never seemed nervous in front of new kids. He never seemed nervous in front of parents. He never seemed nervous in front of girls. Brent's confidence never seemed shook until he met Jackie. And so it was only a few short years ago that these two people here never even knew each other. They were two stars in an infinite universe. And it was around Labor Day 2015 that Jackie was returning from a friend's wedding in Vegas, and at the time, the friend was managing a transport service, and he agreed to do one more pickup at the end of a long weekend. And as we all know, that decision changed both their lives forever. Now, if you know these two, you know that those initial conversations probably were not difficult, because they're both super chatty people. And there's no way to really know what they were talking about. I will infer that Jackie was probably going on about her favorite topic, holistic nutrition, and Brent was probably countering with unique perspectives on his favorite topic, the TV show Cops. But that initial conversation in the car revealed that unfortunately they were dealing with something in common. They both had a father at home who was seriously ill. And it was the passion in which Jackie and Brent cared for their fathers that bonded them immediately and will continue to bond them forever. And so they kind of went their separate ways, and about a year later, she grew tired of his constant text messages, and Jackie finally agreed to go on a date. And when Brent told me that Jackie had selected a Thai restaurant in Long Branch for their first date, I instantly knew Jackie was a keeper because, let's face it, Thai food is awesome. But it was a couple of days later that Brent called me and excitedly wanted to tell me about the date, and he said one of the most romantic things I've ever heard Brent say. The curry gave me the runs. No. He said, it felt like having a conversation with a better version of myself. And he's never said anything like that to me before. And I knew at that moment that their connection was both immediate and deep. And the two of them have been inseparable ever since. And there's, I guess, no way to really know if Brent was wearing Polo Sport on that first date. But what I do know is that since being with Jackie, I've never seen Brent more confident and comfortable, relaxed, and happy. And so tonight is a big night. Of course, there are two very special people who aren't here with us tonight. Jackie, I think if your father, Jerry, had a chance to meet Brent, another hardworking, compassionate, family-loving man, he would have appreciated him. And Brent, I know that if your dad, Bob, had taken one look at Jackie, he would have instantly approved of her. But Brent, you have found yourself someone who is beautiful and kind. She's considerate and generous and loving. And Jackie, you found Brent. So some people here may say that you could have done better. And from seeing how beautiful you look tonight, I don't doubt that that's true. But if you have to settle for somebody, Brent's not a bad choice. And to my friend Brent, I've known you for 30 years and you've been consistently one of my best friends. You've always been there for me, and it's clear that you were there for other important people in your life too. And although I could go into some of the crazier stories we've experienced together, trips to Amsterdam, debaucherous nights in Atlantic City, the goats in Oklahoma, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'd like to focus on all the really smart moves you've made in your life. Your friendships, your relationship with your family, your budding career. They're all reflections of the incredible man you've become. But the smartest move you've made is marrying Jackie.
Yes!
And so in closing, they say that marriage isn't about finding a person you can live with. It's about finding the person you can't live without. And my friend has found that person. Congratulations.
Yeah, Bruce. Good job.
How about another big hand for Bruce? What a wonderful tribute.